Noelle, you are the first person that I am interviewing in front of a Christmas tree.
As the name might suggest, Chris, I was born in December. So when I was at school, I hated Christmas because we sang that carol every time. And the people just always, what you did in school and primary school, and everybody turned and looked at you. And I thought, oh no. And then quite a few years ago now, Jeffrey started doing that beautiful Pachelbel carol, which of course is the first Noel.
Well,
And
yeah.
it's the first time in my entire life I enjoyed singing that carol. We lived in Minorstown. I can remember us every year coming up to Belfast in the best of our best Sunday coat and all the rest of it, up to either Rob's, it was then, or the Co-op, one or other of them. And they did the most magical of Christmas displays. And all the country people came up on the buses to go to those two places, So, but that was a magical treat, coming there and seeing Santa, and you got your wee present, and it was lovely. Of course, we moved to Belvoir when it was such a relatively new estate. We lived on Kilwarlen Walk, and then Elizabeth, just literally a few months after we moved in, she moved in, and our houses sort of backed onto each other. So her and I made friends very, very quickly, and the rest is history. I remember at Christmas, because where our house was situated, we could see right up to the top of the back of all the houses. And if it snowed at Christmas, it was just magical. All you could see was white everywhere, There were great Christmas parties in the hall. And of course, because it was a new estate and people were moving to it from all over the place, there were so many people, there had to be several parties, on the one Saturday, different times and that. But it was lovely. That was Christmas for us, really, Probably my most special Christmas. Now, this is skipping the years quite a wee bit, but Terry and I got married at Christmas, and we were married the week before Christmas, actually. The day we got married, the Christmas trees and everything were up in the church. So that's probably my favourite Christmas ever.
Were there any Christmas presents that stick out in your memory?
Yes, probably my very first one that I can remember was a doll. She was just beautiful, and I called her Sadie, because my mum's closest friend from childhood had been called Sadie, and she had just emigrated to New Zealand.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure if maybe my mum put the idea in my head, or if I just thought it would be a nice thing to do. And then I think the following year I got a beautiful doll's pram. So Sadie lasted for a long, long time. I was just thinking there, that's the thing that my brother had reminded me about. The toy that he got was like an Action Man car that he said, I remember setting up a wee track. And he said, I played with it that much. He said, by the time I was going to bed that night, I'd nearly worn through my good new pajamas that he got for Christmas. We always went to the carols, the Christmas Eve carol service in the church. Mm-hmm. And then we would have gone back to Elizabeth's mum's house, where she had this beautiful Christmas Eve come Christmas Day supper ready for us. And I wouldn't have been leaving Elizabeth's maybe till about 2:30 or so in the morning. We were quite lucky, we just lived across the back, real. So
perfect.
But we still did that right up until my mum passed away, and then obviously now Elizabeth's mummy isn't with us anymore either. But we had wonderful years that was our thing every Christmas Eve. We're so fortunate because, as I say, we grew up beside each other, and our families mixed together, and the children grew up together, and it's a wonderful friendship.